Welcome back to the Sober Diaries, and I'm enjoying these because they are just raw, uncut diaries of a sober man who's completely changed his identity, changed his life, and I think they're the most valuable pieces of content that I can possibly give you. So this video is about limiting self-beliefs and how you can change them. And the reason I want to do this video is because I've just come from the gym where I was in the sauna, and I was sitting down in the sauna. Very nice gym. It's like a paid community, really, full of successful people, a lot of entrepreneurs, and it's got a nice swimming pool area. It's got a sauna, steam room, ice bath, and there's a lot of affluent people who go there, and there's a lot of people who just go there for holiday. So anyway, sitting in the sauna, it starts raining, so like everyone's like running out of the pool area and they're going into like the bar area. Well, I should say like the cafe area. So I just think to myself, okay, I'm just going to go down into the sauna. I'm sitting in the sauna. There's this guy in the swimming pool, absolutely hammering down. This guy's just sitting in the swimming pool, just chilling. He's the only one outside. I'm the only one in the sauna. And then this guy comes in the sauna, sits down next to me. We're both just sitting there chilling. We're like looking out the grass. We're looking out the glass area. And we see this girl walking towards us, and she's got like, I can only explain it as like lingerie. So it's like this red bra, like red knickers. I'm pretty sure it was lingerie, but you know, maybe she thinks it's swimwear. So we both look at each other, and I just say to him like, is that lingerie? And then he just goes on about how like, there's loads of nice girls, yeah, there is loads of nice girls there. Loads of nice Russian girls, but we'll get to this point later. So the first thing happens, me and him get chatting. I notice he's got an Australian accent. And obviously I've just lived in Australia for 6 years. So I said, where are you from? He says Melbourne. He asked me where I'm from. I say Wales. I tell him the story. I've just been living in Australia for 6 years, working as an electrician. And he says, oh, I'm a Sparky as well. So there we are, we've got something in common already. So he asks me, do I live here now in Bali? And I say to him, yeah, I suppose I do, because at the moment I don't actually have anywhere to go. And I'm quite happy because I like it here. It's a pretty good place to be. I thought I'd be sad leaving Australia, but I'm not. I've moved here. There's loads of Aussies here. The weather's good, even though it is rainy season at the moment. But it's a good lifestyle, and a lot of people come here to escape the Western world because you're just free. You ride a scooter everywhere. It's carefree. Food's cheap. You pretty much eat out everywhere. And so anyway, me and him get talking. And he says, okay, yeah, you're a Sparky. And I say, yeah, not anymore. And he says, okay, what do you do now then? And this is where the limiting self-beliefs come in. For the first time ever today, I said, yeah, I used to be a Sparky, but now I'm a full-time content creator and a coach. I teach people how to get sober. And it was the first time in like a public setting where I said like, I'm a full-time content creator and coach. And it was just like, I just didn't want to say it. It was just so hard for me to get it out. Because my identity for the last over 10 years has just been wrapped up in like being an electrician, working on a construction site. It was just so hard for me to say it. And by this time, there was another girl sitting in the sauna and there was another guy. And I did say to myself, as soon as I come to Bali, when people ask me what I did, I wasn't going to say I used to be an electrician, but now I'm this. I was just going to say, I'm a full-time coach and I'm a full-time content creator, but I didn't fall through with it. I just couldn't say it. I had to say that I was this before. I lived in Australia before, and now I'm doing this. For some reason, there's something just holding me back from saying, right, no, I'm a full-time coach. and I'm full-time on YouTube. And today, I kind of got it out. But I still had to think to myself, like, why couldn't I just say I'm a full-time content creator and a coach? And then anyway, he proceeds to say, oh, okay, so are you making a living yet? And obviously not the sort of living I want to make right now, but with repetition and time, I know that it will happen. So we got into a little bit about that. But moving slightly off onto the Russian girl and the limiting self-beliefs. I am on this journey now where I'm trying to completely transform myself because I've been playing it so small in the past, and I believe this is due to just going out drinking and taking drugs. When we go out and drink and take drugs, like, we kill any momentum that we have in life. We constantly break promises to ourselves and others. We wake up with regret and shame, which I've spoken about before. This is the lowest vibrational frequency you can be on. So if you're feeling guilt and shame, like, you can't feel any worse. It's hard to thrive in life if you're feeling guilt and shame. You can barely just survive. So from the age of 16 years of age, I think I took my first pill when I was 16, did my first line of cocaine when I was 17. Obviously, you could drink legally at 18. Absolutely just off the rails up until the age, I would probably say until about 30. Just completely, like, 14 years of just going out every single weekend, destroying every single bit of momentum, feeling guilt and shame, breaking promises to myself, breaking promises to other people, not doing a good job in work, just, scratching the surface of my potential. And, I consider myself, not so much now, but back in the day, I remember I got in trouble. I got arrested, got into a fight in Wine Street. It's a place in Swansea. It's where everyone goes out and drinks and parties. There's loads of nightclubs. And at this time, I was already on community service, and then I got into another fight in this club called Oceana. And I haven't really said anything about this, but I actually went to prison on this occasion. But I remember getting released out of the cells and then going back to the house where I lived. I lived in like a shared house. I had like this bedroom. And I remember the woman was there who owned the house, and she was just like checking the room to see if everything was okay, checking over the house. And I told her that I'd been arrested and stuff, and she just looked at me, and I was only 18, and she said, "You're such a good-looking boy with so much potential, like, what are you doing?" And yeah, I was. And I was wasting my life as well, and I just couldn't see it, and never really thought I was good enough, like, ever. Always just thinking to myself, oh, okay, when this happens, I'll go and ask that girl out. I'll be good enough to go and ask that girl out. And now I'm at the age of 35. Like, men do peak at the age of 35. This is when we peak. But looks-wise is when we kind of go downhill from here. But there's another topic. Women fall in love with what they hear. Men fall in love with their eyes. So we like beauty. They like men who can, provide. They're good with communication. They're leaders. So it's not all doom and gloom. But anyway, I'm in the gym. There's this look. She looks Russian girl, absolutely beautiful. I'm training. She's kind of looking at me a little bit, and I look at her, and I'm thinking, oh, she's quite nice. And then I catch her looking at me again, and then I'm like, oh, I should just go and ask her for like her Instagram or number, or just go and speak to her. And then there's like a little nagging thought inside of me going, no, you're not good enough. Like, why would she want to give her number to you? And I know this isn't true. And I don't go and ask. And after I come out of the sauna, I go and I change. And then I go to walk out of the gym. And then I see her. And then she's standing there talking to this guy. No disrespect. He's really tall, really skinny. He's not very good looking. And she's like well into him. They're like both got their phones in their hand. I don't know if they're just friends or they're exchanging numbers. And I just looked and I thought, like, this guy's got her smiling and laughing, and it looks like they were speaking in English. And that's one reason I didn't want to go talk to her, because I thought, if I go and speak to her and she doesn't speak English, it's just going to be awkward. I'm going to be in this gym. People are going to be looking at me. I'm trying to chat this girl up. She doesn't speak English. And it's just, So I talked myself out of it. I was being a pussy. And then I see her talking to this guy. And then I'm like sitting outside on my scooter. And I'm like, fucking hell. It really pained me that I didn't go and ask her. Like, she was there for the taking. She could have said no, but I'm pretty sure and confident she would have said yeah. And I'm sitting on my scooter and I'm like, right, when she comes outside now, I'm just gonna go up to her and just say, look, have you got a boyfriend? Do you fancy going out? Exchange details. And I'm just waiting there for like a couple of minutes. It's raining and she just doesn't come outside. And then I'm just like, I'm like, right, I've got to go home because I've got to make a YouTube video for you guys. And yeah, I can't be waiting around for girls because that's not what we do. We do the work. And then I'm riding home my scooter and I'm just kicking myself on the way home all the way. I'm like, you just let yourself down. Like how many more of these opportunities are you going to just let fucking fly by you? So yeah, limiting self-beliefs. And like, we can reprogram our minds. Like, we can slowly change our identity. And even though this story's not full success, it's in a positive direction because I've changed my identity from working as an electrician for over 10 years to quitting that job in Australia, giving up a visa, which I just spent $15,000 on, which was my goal for the last 6 years. I desperately wanted to get sponsored so I could stay in Australia. I got it, and I realised that I didn't want it because I had to stay there and do that job for another 4 years to get PR. And I want to be able to serve you guys. My story is, I gave up alcohol 4.5 years ago. I went from someone who was down there to someone who feels up there, who can take on the world. And I believe if I can just give out the message that you can stop drinking and take drugs, you can change your identity and you can change your life. That is what I feel like I need to do now. I need to show people who are like me, who are playing it small, who knew they wanted better for themselves, that if they could just stop destructive habits and they could work on themselves for enough time, they could have self-belief to achieve what they want in life. So yeah, I just wanted to just put this rant out, and it's gone pretty well. I don't think it needs any edits. There's not been any misplaced words. But yeah, constantly just work on yourself. I have started doing repatterning meditation. We are in a theta brainwave state, I believe. I think it's theta. Half an hour after we wake up and half an hour before we go to bed. I've been doing repatterning meditation, and you basically meditate, but you believe, you trick your mind and body into believing that you've already succeeded in what you want to be and you're that person already. Because I think your body and your mind can't tell the difference between reality or not. And that's when you're most reprogrammable. So I've been doing 10 minutes meditation in the morning, 10 minutes at night, and making my body feel and believe that I am this person, that I am this coach, I am this full-time content creator, and I am serving millions. And I do that every single day. And I think I've just got over the 30-day mark of doing it. So it's a built-in habit now. I just basically wake up in the morning, and it's the first thing I do. Before I go to bed, it's the last thing I do. So yeah, you can reprogram your mind. If you're in a position in life now where you feel like you want to be earning more money, but you don't feel like you're worthy, or you want to attract a hotter girl, but you feel like you can't go up to her and ask for a number, like, it is literally just limiting self-beliefs. And I did actually get this girl's number 2 nights ago, which I spoke in the other Sober Diaries. She was really, really hot. And I looked at her first off and I thought, oh, she's too hot for me. I'm not even going to bother. I get talking to her. I ask for her Instagram. She gives me a number instead. And we're going to go out on Monday. Got a table booked. We're going to go out together. We've been speaking. Seems really keen. But I almost talked myself out of that as well. Because I have a limiting belief that I feel like I'm not good enough. But it's not true. It's all in the mind and you can reprogram. And the more you go out of your comfort zone, seek rejection, fail forward, the closer you are to becoming the person that you want to be. So thanks for watching.